Mid-sized law firms have seen an increase in business growth and higher hourly rates since the pandemic. However, they're falling behind smaller firms in performance across key business metrics like utilization rates and realization rates. Lawyers that work at these mid-market firms report a lower personal and professional satisfaction than lawyers that work at smaller firms. They're also more resistant to remote work and flexible schedules. We're seeing that across the board. Mid-sized or mid-market firms, law firms, are falling behind in cloud technology adoption. And that's impacting their ability to serve their clients better and to increase employee satisfaction. So we have this report that's amazing. It's called the Clio Trends Report. And this year they dialed into mid-market firms. And here's a couple of specific findings that I found inside this report. And I'm going to give you a link to that in this blog post as well. So billable amounts jumped by 28% between 2019 and 2022 for mid-sized law firms, compared to 20% for smaller firms. Mid-sized firms collected 1/3 more revenue in 2022 than they did in 2019, where smaller firms only collected 1/5 more. By the end of 2022, mid-sized firms had raised their hourly rates by 17% since 2019. 34% of lawyers at mid-market firms left the job in the 12 months prior to April and May of 2022. Lawyers from mid-sized firms were actually 5 times more likely to be planning to leave the job in the next 6 months than lawyers at smaller firms. Only 27% of mid-sized law firms reported using cloud-based legal practice management software. So we're talking like Clio. And 67% of lawyers from mid-market firms using cloud-based legal practice management software reported that their relationships with their colleagues were good or even very good, compared to 35% in mid-sized firms that weren't using any type of cloud-based legal practice management software. 71% of lawyers from mid-sized firms using legal practice management software reported that their relationships with their clients were good or very good, compared to 40% of those not using that software. So overall, the report suggests that mid-sized law firms are facing some challenges, including employee satisfaction and technology adoption, which we are seeing as well, and competition from smaller firms. However, they're also seeing some positive trends, such as increased business growth and higher hourly rates. So here were some recommendations for mid-sized law firms from this Clio report. The firms should really focus on employee satisfaction. This is something for retaining a client, right? Retaining an employee is very crucial. This could involve more flexible work arrangements. I've seen it where they're like, no, this is the way it's going to be. You have to come into the office. But they really should look into providing better training and development opportunities and creating more supportive work environment if they want to retain these employees. Number 2, they should adopt cloud technology. This is where law firms can improve their efficiency, productivity, and also client service. So you want to have great client service, referrals, referrals, referrals. They need to compete on value. Mid-sized law firms can differentiate themselves from smaller law firms by offering a higher level of service and expertise. So I hope this summary is helpful, and I hope it kind of intrigues you to want to jump in and take a look at this report. If you are working at a mid-sized firm, you're a partner at a mid-sized firm, managing partner, you want to look at what's out there and see what the other firms are doing. And this report is just so beneficial. There's a lot more in it than what I just described, but those were kind of like the high level important things that you should look at and my biggest takeaways from reading it. I hope that helps. And if you want to learn more, please follow and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you all next month. Bye now.